This week on 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank, we'll look back at some of our favorite moments from 2020. Yes, there were some. We'll update you on the condition of Live Oak football player Jalen Rios and his battle with cancer. And we'll meet the triathlete Breezy Bohannet from Doherty Valley.
There were some games played in 2020 as well. We'll show you our favorites, including this battle between Campolindo and De La Salle, and the West Catholic League game with Mitty and Reardon. It's all on our special year-end edition of 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Because of county COVID restrictions, we are not able to broadcast out of Levi Stadium. So here we are back in Studio B, which we're excited to be.
Absolutely, and we thought it would be fun tonight to go back and look at that great year that was 2020 and bring you some of the best features and best highlights that we thought were so great during that wonderful year.
That's right. We begin tonight with a game played this past March. It's a NorCal playoff game between Campolindo and De La Salle. The De La Salle Spartans, looking for their first NorCal championship since 2016, but standing in their way are the defending champs Campolindo. Logan Robeson from the corner drains the three. Campo up early, but then it's De La with the three of their own. This one from Jack Byers. And Noah Clifford bumping and bullying his way to the rack. There was a lot of action in the first quarter. Carter Mahaney takes on his defender, loses him, and gets the lay-in. Junior Emmanuel Callis was getting ready to have a great game for the Cougars, and after one, it's an 18-13 Campo lead. Chris Bunch from the elbow pushes his way into the paint and lands the floater, and then it's Miles Daniels with the pass over the top to Alonzo Washington, but Campo holds on to the lead. Max Weaver driving up the baseline gets the bucket to go. The junior guard with some nice shots in the period. Campo with such a young team, sophomore Matt Riddell making all the right moves. The layup goes, but De La Salle playing tough on both sides. Chris Bunch denying that lay-in, but here's Carter with an impressive fadeaway. He was landing those tough shots all night. Noah Clifford skipping and hopping through the paint, some good moves there, but Emmanuel Callis holds his ground and draws the charge, giving Campo possession with seconds left before the half. Robeson takes the feed from Aiden Mahaney and lands the tray. That guy is a freshman. Campolindo with the 13-point lead at the half, and in the third, the freshman feeds Callis. He can do it all, folks. Campo leads it by 16. De La Salle chipping away. Jacob Corpus finds Clifford, who kisses it off the glass, and then Clifford feeds Alonzo Washington under the rack. De La Salle threatening, but then Emmanuel Callis cools off the Spartans' momentum with the layup through traffic. Never count out these Spartans. Clifford, the full court pass to Jeremiah Dargan, who slams it. Here comes De La Salle. Jack Byers, the three, and DLS pulls within three with less than a minute left, but Campo pulls it off. Carter Mahaney, the senior, playing in what would later be known as his final high school basketball game. Congrats to Carter on a great career. The spark behind the Campo offense was the junior Emmanuel Callis. Campo goes back-to-back, coming in as the 7th seed. The Cougars win their second straight NorCal title, and we talked to those rowdy Cougars post-game. The back-to-back NorCal champs, Campo Cougars! Emmanuel Callis, 18 points tonight. This is our MVP. Emmanuel, like you guys said, the 7th seed. What does that mean to you guys to win this as the 7th seed?
Hey, we took 7th seed as disrespect. We had something to prove, definitely, and we proved it. Going to state.
What went right tonight on the court?
Hit a lot of shots, got rebounds when it was important, and got stops, came out with the dub.
Awesome. Next, we're talking to the freshman, Logan Robeson. Now, you weren't here last year for the run to state, but you get to experience it. What do you think it's going to take home that state title?
It's going to take even more than it's taken to get us to this spot. You know, we're going to have to keep the same mentality we kept the whole time, which is we're not coming to play, we're coming to win.
How you like it in high school hoops?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of new experience, a lot of fans.
Wow. I'm sure. All right. the captain, Carter Mahaney over here. What are you going to have to rely on to take home that big trophy?
I mean, we got to come in and execute. I mean, we know we have a big challenge ahead of us. Getting here is a big challenge. I mean, we were supposed to lose in the second round, right? I mean, we're supposed to lose in the second round. So we made it here already, but we're not satisfied. We know we got one more, and we're gonna give it our all, and we're hoping to get it done.
All right, let's see if those Cougars get it done on Saturday. Guys, take us out.
So Campo earns an exciting 5-point win, but then COVID hit, denying the Cougars a shot at a second straight state title. And I know we had talked to Aiden Mahaney about that, and they were really disappointed.
Yeah, but no doubt that Campolindo team will go down in history. That was a very, very talented team.
Yeah, and if they can play this year, they're going to be equally as talented.
Yes,
so we will see if that happens.
All right, thank you, Robert. Next up, we have a thrilling soccer game played in San Jose last January. League rivals Willow Glen and Del Mar squaring off at Willow Glen. The Willow Glen Rams opening up league play against the Del Mar Dons Monday night, and it was a good one from start to finish. The Dons' Arturo Hernandez rolls it into the box, Alberto Castro deflects it in, and the Dons have the 1-goal advantage in the 22nd minute. 2 minutes later, David Arenas sends one up ahead. The ball finds Christian Ugarte. Isaac Tizok gets the loose ball and finds the back of the net. The Del Mar Dons have the 2-0 lead at halftime. Start of the second, Willow Glen strikes quickly. Dino Kuljanchik in the box to Nestor Gonzalez, and that's a goal for the Rams. Just 6 minutes later, Devin Perez Patel sends it into the box. Gonzalez heads it off the crossbar. Noah Fernandez juggling it and scoring the equalizer. We are tied at 2 goals apiece heading into the 75th minute. Gabriel Manriquez with a great pass up ahead to Michael Garcia. It's a foot race with the goalie, and the foul is called on the Rams goalkeeper, giving the Dons a penalty kick. And Captain David Arenas is given the honors, and he doesn't miss. Del Mar goes ahead 3-2 and stays ahead. The whole team celebrating that one as Del Mar improves to 8-2 on the season, 1-0 in league play.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner every week.
And this week, it's one of the best teams in the Bay. We featured them earlier in the year. This is the San Rafael High School cheer team. Let's go, guys!
Coming up, we'll update you on the progress being made by Live Oak football star Jalen Rios with his battle with cancer.
And later, the NCS Soccer playoff game with Powers, Monta Vista, and Midi as 49ers Cal High Sports continues.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view.
And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
One, two, three.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
Welcome back. U.S. Bank helps us bring you stories of inspirational athletes who are overcoming adversity to succeed in school and in sports.
That's right. Jalen Rios is working hard with his recovery from an aggressive form of leukemia. And tonight we'll update this battle and see how Jalen is progressing. You have cancer. That is what doctors told Jalen Rios 1 year ago, just a day after appearing in his first varsity football game. The road from then until now was rougher than the Rios family could have ever imagined.
Lots of throwing up, a lot of throwing up.
I say it's been 10 months of hell, because it's never been an easy road for him.
So it basically feels like everything just aches from like head to toe sometimes. It just feels like you can't lay down steady. It's always constantly moving, always feeling like just aching.
There was a day he looked at me and begged me to help him because he couldn't stop vomiting and he didn't know what was wrong and I couldn't help him. You know, it's something his body has to go through. It was hard, very hard.
I don't like seeing my family stressed out, so I felt like I was needing to fight harder because they saw me go through, I was like 160 at the time. I had muscle. And then just seeing me just kind of lose myself.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think my son was gonna have leukemia.
Seeing my dad cry, that was really hard on me. I never seen it. He like never cries, so that was pretty hard.
I'm supposed to fix it, but I can't. I can't fix it, and that was the hardest thing for me. See my son going through what he had to go through, and me not able to do anything, just be there for him. It's been rough.
Taking him off fluids right now. Yeah. Never in my mind would I thought I'd be doing what I'm doing. I can't even count how many meds he was on every 6 hours, every 4 hours. We're good. Cool. You're like the nurses and you gotta wake up and give him his meds throughout the night, in the middle of the night, and then with all the vomiting and everything, just taking care of him. You know, I slept in his room. I still do because his anxieties are off the roof.
After chemos, I always feel like crap, so I'm always constantly thinking, rolling things in my head, just getting kind of freaked out. Kind of like, what if something's wrong, I don't know, it's just scary.
Since the start of this journey, the Rios family has received unbelievable support.
They had fundraisers and people just giving because husband Juan didn't work for 8 months. 8 months, and without that, he wouldn't have been able to stay home and help me because there was no way I could have done it by myself.
Through the community, being able to stay here and help him through his daily stuff that he's gone through, it helped me out a lot.
It just gave you a peace of mind knowing that everyone was fighting with you. I understand now why someone says you're not fighting alone.
I honestly didn't know I had that much support. Like, I didn't think it was gonna, like, when I got cancer, I didn't think I was gonna have, like, that much. I didn't know that many people cared. Crazy.
Hey, Jalen. This is George Kittle, tight for the San Francisco 49ers.
What's going on, Jalen? It's Devontae Adams from the Green Bay Packers, man. I'm out here in Wisconsin. Had a chance to check out your story on Cal High. You're a big inspiration, man. I just want to let you know we all praying for you.
You have a lot of family and friends fighting for you, with you, and guess what, dude? You got T.O. riding, rooting, fighting for you as well.
It's crazy. There's nothing I've done in my life that's probably as difficult as what you do on a daily basis for the last 10 months. So I'm proud of you. Like I said, you're incredible, and just keep going through it, man.
Stay strong. I'm praying for you. The rest of the team's praying for you.
Feel better, get better soon. All the best to you, Jalen. Love you.
Coach's words right there.
Back in January of this year, 4 months after his initial diagnosis, Jalen heard 3 of the most remarkable words from his doctor. You beat cancer.
When they came in, I remember thinking like I was freaking out, just like, oh gosh, what are they gonna say? And then it was just, they came in and said, you're cancer-free, you're good.
The best part was hearing that there was no cancer. They didn't see any of it. So that, I can't even explain what was going through my head. I had my thumb back.
Now it's the tough road to chemo.
Jalen will have to continue with chemotherapy for 2 years to make sure the cancer never returns. But Jalen refuses to let this disease take any more time away from him.
One of my goals, get back on the field. They pushed out the season because of this crazy times, but I'm taking that as a blessing, giving me more time and trying to work out.
He beat cancer. I mean, I feel like there was a point in time he thought he wasn't gonna make it, and us too, and he got himself back together and was like, no, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna fight this. And so if he's got the will to do that, he can do anything that he wants to do.
Seeing him on the field and just getting out there, there'd be a lot of emotions in me.
I really think I can.
It's been 1 year since Jalen began this fight. He's made it through the trenches, and now Jalen has his sights set on the end zone.
I'm not gonna let kids beat me. Not today, not ever, so that's that.
Jalen has put weight back on, and he's even been able to get together with some more of his family members since he's been really locked down because of quarantine. But we wish him the best, and hopefully we'll catch him at a few games this upcoming season.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be able to get a season in of football so that he could play. It was to advantage. He probably wouldn't have been able to play in the fall.
Yes.
But maybe in the spring.
Blessings.
Could happen.
Silver
Coming up,
linings.
2 of the Bay Area's best in girls basketball as Bishop O'Dowd meets Miramonte.
And later, we'll meet our Lexus of Stevens Creek volunteer, Ahmed Muhammad, right here on 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank.
People always ask me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the foods you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
We are the San Ramon Valley Wolves. And you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
One of our favorite girls basketball games from last season was this matchup between Bishop O'Dowd and Miramonte.
This was a regular season game between 2 of the Bay Area's very best girls teams.
It's the 5-seed Bishop O'Dowd Dragons taking on the 4-seed Miramonte Matadors. This is Open Division postseason basketball, so you know it's good. Dragons showing you how good it can get. Kennedy Johnson, tough points here. She was at it all night. Here she is driving to the basket. Nifty footwork, lays it up. It's 13-8 Dragons. Earlier than it was senior captain Skylar McLaughlin's turn. Off the backboard and in. Dragons are in control, but Miramonte hanging around. Nice pull-up shot for Mia Mastrov. It falls. And then Rebecca Welsh trying to drive inside. Finally kicks it out to Jordan Allred. Sinks the three. It's 27-24 Dragons at the break. Second half. Abigail Pagila, she knows what to do with it. Find Kennedy Johnson, a recipe for success. Misses, gets the rebound, makes it. Johnson, she's on fire. Jenna Kilty now driving, finds McLaughlin. She makes it, and the foul. 39-33 Dragons. The Matadors making one final push in this game. Michaelangela Mabandos misses the shot, cleans up her own mess, puts it back, and then Welsh driving, kicks to the corner to Mabandos. Money. It's 43-36 Dragons. Amaya Bonner now finding who else but Johnson. Up and in for Kennedy Johnson. And to close things out, Johnson driving, passes to Bonner, who passes it back. The Dragons hold off Miramonte 57-50. Big games from Johnson and McLaughlin. We caught up with the entire Dragons team after the game. Here we are post-game with the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons. Big part of the victory tonight, Kennedy Johnson. She's our game MVP. Give it up for Kennedy. Okay, so Kennedy, you know, kind of coming out of the gate, first half and the second half, a little bit slow for you guys. What were some things you kind of told the girls, told the team, told yourself to kind of keep you guys calm and in the game?
Well, in the beginning, we were kind of frantic, so I told my team to slow down, and we were missing a lot of easy layups and boards, so we knew they're gonna fall, so we decided to just take our time and finish at the basket.
All right, so moving on now. Miramonte, very tough team. You guys played in the postseason last year. What are some things that they did well tonight?
I mean, they're just a team of sharp shooters. They can hit from anywhere on the court, so it's really important for us to not help off corners and make sure that we always are in arm's reach of them. You guys did a good job of that tonight. I guess kind of, you're hiding back here. Here she is. Hey,
here she is. She's hiding over here. So, you know, a lot of positive to take from this game. You guys have high expectations. You're in the postseason now. What are some things that you can kind of take away from this game moving on through the rest of the postseason?
Yeah, definitely our energy. Our energy on the court and off the court was crazy tonight, and that was something that we've been trying to pick up all season, so I really think that was something that we can continue throughout the postseason. I also think us keep running the floor, keep pushing the ball, that was something that we did really well tonight as well. So if we continue to do that, continue to do lockdown defense, I'm sure we did just fine the rest of the postseason.
I'm excited to see what you guys do. Speaking of that energy, give it up one more time for the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons!
The Dragons went on to win the NorCal title, only to have their chance at a state title canceled because of the virus.
Yep, and we know too that they were very disappointed about that.
Yes, very disappointed. We did a story on Kennedy Johnson, and she told us all about that.
Yep, great player. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Our favorite Wings of an Angel teacher this year is Don Gamble from St. Ignatius.
I'd probably have to go with Dr. Gamble. My computer science teacher. Computer science is one of my favorite classes, and he's just a really cool guy. Whenever I'm in the beta lab, I always feel at home. He's just a cool dude to hang out with, great teacher. I've taken as many classes of his as I can. Huge supporter of the football team and athletics, and just overall super fun guy to be around. So I love Dr. Gamble.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job, and it's so great of Wingstop to honor these teachers who are working so hard during the pandemic.
Yes, especially with that gift card. Oh my gosh, that is a free meal. All right, Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away this past spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor. Those scholarships to be presented at our awards ceremony in June.
Coming up, one of our favorite Lexus of Stevens Creek Volunteer Award winners. It's Ahmed Mohammed from Oakland Tech.
And later, Mitty hosting Reardon in a big West Catholic League game coming up.
Are you ready to sink your teeth into a lemon pepper, sweet and spicy Korean cube-tastic mango habanero
masterclass in all things wings?
Yes, I am.
Are you though?
I'll take that.
All right.
Get the new all-in bundle for just $19.99. Available for delivery and carry-out for a limited time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Pagera. Specializing in custom loans for unique homes, his team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, and I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award each week. The volunteers all become eligible for $10,000 in scholarships given out by Lexus of Stevens Creek at the end of the year.
Very nice of Lexus of Stevens Creek to do that. This week's volunteer is Ahmed Mohammed from Oakland Tech. Ahmed starting a program to help young people learn science from home. Our Kiara Biagini has the story.
So we're at Hoover Elementary, and we're giving away science kits as part of the nonprofit that I founded, Kids Cube. And the whole purpose is to increase access to science to communities and to students that might not necessarily have access to it. And so we're giving away, we have 3 experiments in each box, and we're just trying to share science. Yeah.
Like many, Ahmed was bummed when school was dismissed in April and the lockdown was put into place. He was quarantining with his young niece and nephew when an idea sparked.
So I have a younger niece and nephew, and I was hanging out with them during one of these days in quarantine. And whenever we hang out, we always try to do stuff like we play chess, or we board games, stuff like that. And this time, I felt they were old enough to try out some science kits. And at first, they weren't the most confident in science. Like, they didn't like it. They told me they didn't like science.
Ahmed was shocked and wouldn't take their disinterest in science as an answer. He wanted to show his niece and nephew how fun science can be.
So I went on Google, just like simple science experiments, and I found some that I really liked, and I designed instructions for them. So I try to design them to where they have simple materials, so that way, you know, kids aren't getting lost and like they can't even pronounce the stuff that they're using. So the science kits are simple and informative, and I think that's part of what makes the kids like it so much.
Seeing his niece and nephew's newfound love for science made Ahmed want to share this with more kids in the Oakland community. He invested all of his savings to create Kids Cubed.
And I had like $200 saved up, so that went towards like instructions and materials and all that. And then I sold the first kits that I had so I could actually build up. So everything, like all of the Kids Cubed was from the first $200 I put up.
The nonprofit has grown significantly. Ahmed has raised over $10,000 through donations and kit sales, everything going back into the charitable foundation.
You know, I'd like to see us be able to put science kits in the hands of not just, I want to start with every kid in the city. Like, I want these to be in the schools. I want to get kids excited about science. And if we can play a part in that, that'd be great. Like, that's what the goal. And, you know, I'd love to see us offer new services like mentorship programs, summer camps, field trips, stuff like that. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Ahmed explains why he feels so passionately about science.
I love science so much because I had early experiences with it. You know, I was encouraged by my parents to take on new science stuff. You know, they found a ton of different programs for me. One of the most notable programs that I've been in is SEEK program, Summer Engineering Experience for Kids. It was a 3-week summer program at MLK, and that just really got me into it. The hands-on learning, I really loved it, and just going throughout school, just more science classes. It's just something that's always stuck with me, and I wanted to share that.
Ahmed feels it's important to give back to the community and shares how rewarding this experience is.
So, you know, just from my personal experiences, I've had a lot of people that I could look up to, and a lot of people who were volunteering and giving back to help me grow, to help my friends grow, you know. So these science kits, we're all Oakland made here, and these science kits are the same, and it's just, I like to see how the community can come together and, one, support these science kits, you know, support the program, and then, you know, us actually putting in the time and making these kits, and the kids actually get to see us, and they know we make the kits, and we get to see their smiles when we hand them the kits and when they do them. I think that's great to see. And it's hard right now, especially, you know, people are sick, people don't have jobs, and just to put some science into the community, especially since we need science to sort of get out of this whole thing, I think is pretty powerful.
Ahmed doing all he can to help kids learn from home with all of this remote learning going on. Very helpful, especially.
He did an amazing job. I can't believe how quickly he was able to put all that together.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Coming up, Mitty and Monta Vista girls playoff soccer.
And later, can Reardon win its first game at Mitty in a long time? We will see as our special year-end 49ers Cal High Sports continues.
We are back with the NorCal semifinal in girls soccer. Last season, the entire season and playoffs did get played before COVID hit. This contest played on March 5th.
It's Mitty and Monta Vista playing for a shot in the title game. The defending NorCal champions Monta Vista facing the CCS Open Division champs Mitty in the NorCal semis. Julia Leontini sends a shot on goal, but there to block the shot is Savea Noonfinger. Still no score in the 34th minute. Emma Vane's pass splits two defenders, leads Erica Silvera to the goal, but what a save from Emma Rogers. It's scoreless at the half. Alex Arancio kicks it upfield, and Annalise Gadbois plays aggressive, sneaking up behind the defender and getting past every Mustang for the goal. Mitty scores in the 47th minute. Now 12 minutes later, Emma Vane, our CCS Player of the Year with great ball movement. She passes to Gadbois, and that's Annalise's second goal of the game. It puts the Monarchs up 2-0. And just 6 minutes later, Mitty puts another on the board. The throw from Kylie McHale. Savea Noonfinger battles with some Mustangs before finally driving it in, and the Monarchs are sitting pretty with a 3-0 lead. 10 minutes left, the Mustangs start firing. Megan Edelman with her signature top shelf shot from long range, and it's just off the crossbar. It's a game of inches, folks. Then Julia Leontini tries that same shot, but this one is saved by Mitty keeper Julia Alvarez. Julia and her Mitty Monarchs pitch a shutout. A great team win for the Monarchs, who were pretty excited heading to the finals. These Monarchs are headed to the NorCal Championship. How do you feel about that, Mitty? We're talking to Annalise first. 2 goals. This is our MVP. And you get a shirt. Take me through that second goal. A great assist from Emma over there. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I think just like Emma, she did a great job taking it to the line and like finding me and just staying composed. I think was super important.
This was a really tough opponent. How did they challenge you guys on the field?
Well, they had a couple key players that we had to keep our eye on, and I think that's our main. We just played our game, and that's about it.
Awesome. And Savea scored the third goal over here. Savea, you guys are headed to the NorCal Championships. What are you taking away from this game to help you in that ship?
I think this is just like a really big game for us, and like we've been waiting to like just play Monta Vista again. They're definitely one of our top opponents, and it's just really exciting to be going to NorCal finals. And I think we just learned a lot from this game, and we're just going to keep playing our game and
hopefully that'll end in a title, right? Emma Vane is last. This is our NCS Player of the Year. I don't know if you guys knew that. Emma, this right here, you could tell you guys have so much fun. Talk about what you're going to miss, win or lose the next game, what you're going to miss about this team.
Oh my gosh, I love playing with my best friends. These girls are my family, and we just go out there. We have so much fun, and there's so many memories that I'm never going to forget.
Awesome. Aw, collective. Aw. All right, these are the Midi Monarchs girls. Take us out.
Midi on three, 1, 2, 3, Midi!
Midi went on to play Carondelet in the finals. Carondelet winning that game 1-0 to take the NorCal title.
Coming up, Reardon and Midi on the Monarchs home court.
And later, the triathlete competing at a high level and inspiring other challenged athletes.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view.
And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
Devcon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why Devcon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. Devcon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Midi wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know Devcon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. Devcon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
We are back with the Reardon Crusaders, who had not won a basketball game at Midi in 18 years. That's a long time.
That's right, Reardon with a very talented squad looking to break the streak at Midi in a game played last January 24th.
So 4 teams all at the top of the West Catholic League, which will be very tight again this year. 2 of those #1s have 2 really great #1s. For the Midi Monarchs, it's Mike Mitchell, who's been a great leader on offense and defense for the Monarchs this year. For Reardon, it's #1, Bryce Monroe, who's averaging 21.6 points per game. Should be another good one in the West Catholic League in tonight's Diablo Motors Monster Game. Reardon off to a fast start. Here's Dominic Wilson for 3, and the Crusaders are up 5-2. But the Monarchs right back at him. Mike Mitchell steps to his right for the open 3 to tie the game. Close throughout the early going, Bryce Monroe with one of his 2 threes in the game right there. But Midi takes the lead in the second quarter. Mitchell bounce pass to Arish Bandal, and that's a 2-hand slam. 6-point lead for Midi. More Monarchs. Mason Ryan with 2 threes in this game, this one giving the Monarchs a 7-point lead. Monroe doing all he can to keep the Crusaders in this game. Driving hard, takes the hit, falls to the floor. That's a 3-point play. Reardon beginning to catch up in the third. Jaylani Clark with a nice dish to 7-1 sophomore. More Sec, feed the big guy. Clark now deep pass into the corner for Monroe, and Bryce is having a big game. The Midi lead cut to 4 late in the third. Then just before the end of the third, Clark gets serious. Jaylani hard to the rack and banking it home. Midi takes a 2-point lead to the fourth quarter after this last-second Mitchell basket. It's 45-43 Monarchs. Fourth quarter belonged to Jelani Clark, working hard in the paint and getting it to go. And then look at Clark take the pass, quick to the paint, 2 big steps in the lane, and the foul as the Crusaders tie it at 50-all. Reardon takes the lead for good right here off the miss. It's Chan Knott with the putback. It's 52-50 Crusaders. And then Clark racing down the loose ball and right to the rack again as Reardon wins at Midi. For the first time in 18 years, moving the Crusaders into a first-place tie with Sarah, which means a lot.
It means everything in the world to me. I told Joey I'm going to get you one before I leave. That was big, but we got more games to come.
What's this going to mean for this team going the rest of the way in WCAP?
A lot, but not really, because everybody's coming for us now. We had number 1. Everyone's going trying to get us.
Let's go! So Reardon goes on and wins that game, and we met Moore Sack from Reardon, the 7-footer, last week on the show. If you haven't seen that story, check it out on YouTube. So they're really looking forward to this year.
They are. What a celebration. Celebration of the year, I'm pretty sure.
It was good. They had a good time in the locker room after that game.
All right, thank you, Robert. It's Deja Vu. Each week, Clover Dairy brings us athletes who are grazing their way through the professional ranks. This week, we feature Danielle Robinson.
Danielle is a 3-time WNBA All-Star playing for the Las Vegas Aces. Danielle graduated from Midi in 2007, and after a great 4 years at Oklahoma, she was the 6th overall pick in the 2011 draft. Danielle is one of the best ever to wear a Midi uniform, a really nice person. We had a great time covering her in high school.
The Harker School brings us the Scholar Athlete Award each week. This week, it's a Liberty football player who just finished up a campaign for Mayor of Brentwood, Ryan Raimondi. Ryan has an impressive 4.7 GPA, and he gathered over 11% of the votes over there.
He did very well. The young man has a future.
He campaigned hard. We really enjoyed following him.
Yeah. Brought to you by the Harker School. Harker is educating its students through a combination of remote and in-person learning options. Learn more at harker.org.
Be sure to check us out on social media for lots of fun content, including videos, news updates, and lots more. We're at 49ers Cal High everywhere, including TikTok.
And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on when new videos are posted each week. Coming up, we meet the amazing Breezy Bohanek.
You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by Devcon Construction, build, design, perform, sustain.
We are back with our final story tonight featuring a young woman who has overcome so much and is now doing amazing things.
Yep, Breezy Bohanek lost her leg to cancer as a young girl. What she has done since then is truly remarkable. Every day is a breezy day in this part of the San Ramon Valley. Breezy Bohanek is here every day training for her first Ironman triathlon. She finished 6 shorter triathlons, but the Ironman is something much bigger, especially for someone with just one leg.
I'm the youngest of 5, and my family was always very active, and I played soccer growing up, just like my older brothers and sisters, and I started having really bad knee pain, and I thought I had sprained it maybe, so I kept playing on it because I wanted to, but the pain got worse and worse, and I couldn't sleep through the night, and my parents knew something was wrong, so we went and got an MRI done, and they called us and told us we needed to go in, and then they told my parents and I that I had osteosarcoma, which is a rare form of bone cancer.
It was hard, especially when it's your child. You know, it's something that every parent says, I wish this could be me, but that's just not the reality. So we were in a very good position in that we had so much support around us in our extended family and this community around us that just everybody rallied so quickly that it just took on some energy and some charge that we felt like we were going to go in the right direction and we were going to figure out how to be able to beat this.
After a family talk, there were lots of tears, but only for a short time. The family decided to take on the cancer as a team.
I was just scared that they were scared, and on the way home they were talking about telling my brothers and sisters, and I didn't want anyone to be sad. I didn't want to be the reason that anyone was sad. So I thought I would try to stay positive because I didn't want anyone to be down about what happened to me.
The big question was how to fight the cancer.
So I started chemotherapy right away, but then my dad, being a businessman, he actually made a PowerPoint presentation for me of all of my options of what I could do. And one of them, I could have saved my leg, but I would have had to have multiple surgeries and I wouldn't be able to run or swim or be active, and that's what mattered most to me. So I knew I didn't want to do that. And then he showed me a video of a woman named Sarah Reinertsen, and she was crossing the Ironman finish line in Kona. And she was the first ever above-the-knee amputee woman to do that. And I looked at her running in a prosthetic and I said, I want that. If I can be active, I don't care if I have a robot leg, that's kind of cool, I want to do that.
Sarah Reinertsen became a big part of Breezy's life. The decision was made to have Breezy's right leg removed above the knee to keep the cancer from spreading. After surgery, Sarah was there to help Breezy get through the first painful days.
Yeah, my family called her, and she actually called me before my amputation and told me that I was going to be okay. And then the day that I got home from the hospital, she was at my house and she met me and showed me her prosthetics and how she could change them and how she could run and bike. And it was really amazing for me that I never had to be scared and that I always had a mentor.
To have someone like Sarah be so generous with her time and knowledge was a huge comfort for Breezy, who was just 10 years old at that time.
It meant everything. I didn't have to wonder if I was done with sports and if I was just going to be sitting on the couch not being able to get outside and run like I wanted. She was there for me right away, and I knew that I had a full life ahead of me.
Part of the work that we do at the Challenge Athletes Foundation is really answer the question, what if or what now? And the fact that I was able to just help Breezy out in that time after her amputation, her whole family was saying, now what? And we were there to help answer that question.
The recovery from surgery was a series of victories and setbacks.
It just hurt a lot. There was a lot of healing to be had, and there were medical complications that took me back, and I just wanted to keep going forward, but that's not how it was working because we were still trying to make sure that we would save my life and before I would get back to sports.
Breezy had a goal of walking into class in 5th grade to get back to life as it was before the surgery.
I did not go through 4th grade fully, so there are some things when it comes to, missions or whatever that I don't know. But the biggest thing for me was I was able to walk into school the first day of 5th grade, which was really my goal, to be able to fully walk without crutches. And that was really amazing. They had a whole poster for me and all the kids were so excited to see me, and just being able to walk in on my own, that was really nice.
From there, life did return to normal. Breezy wanted to stay active and be involved in sports.
She probably couldn't play a sport like soccer with a prosthetic leg. What other things can she do? Triathlon was one that was right there in front of us, and so when we had this opportunity that came very quickly after getting her running leg, it was just the first thing we did. It kind of took a life of its own on, and so we were already involved a little bit in it. Now we started getting involved because of Breezy, and so then the whole family said, hey, I'm involved, and we all started doing this as kind of a healing process.
A few months after chemotherapy, when I was actually healing, I got granted a running prosthetic from the Challenge Athletes Foundation, and I was just really excited to learn how to run. But I had only had it for just a few days, and my dad had heard about this Wildflower Triathlon, and he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I had no idea what a triathlon really was because I was so young, so I just said, yeah, let's do it. And it ended up being so much harder than I could have imagined because we only had 10 days to train, and I had just got my running leg, so I learned how to bike, I learned how to run and swim, and we went and did it, and while it was so hard, it was super rewarding that I actually crossed the finish line, and it brought me into the triathlon world.
Breezy became involved with the Challenged Athletes Foundation. She entered events with other challenged athletes and gained a new circle of friends. She was honored with an award at a Challenged Athletes event. Her acceptance brought down the house.
And I was so young and I was afraid to give a speech, but I had just finished a play for my elementary school, and I was Ariel in The Little Mermaid. So me and my parents were talking, and we decided that I could just sing a thank you by changing the words to the song.
I want to be where the athletes are. I want to see them running, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, prosthetics. Now I can walk, now I can run, now I can play all day in the sun. Part of this world.
It worked out well. I think it went really fun, really adorable. Like, I just look back at it and I was so young, but everyone was really just impressed that I would get up and do that, and I think it's funny.
Now, 8 years later, Breezy is cancer-free and training for her first Ironman triathlon in November. She is comfortable with her leg and is determined to help others.
I just have known people that are amputees and they're older, but when they were children, they knew no one like them, so they were trying to hide it constantly. And what we're trying to do now, what I've always been about, is just never hiding it and always showing it and knowing that it's cool to have a robot leg and showing kids that it's cool, so when these young kids are getting diagnosed and they're having their legs or arms amputated, they don't feel so alone. And I've actually been really blessed to find a whole friend group all my age that live all across America, and we all love to be active and we're all amputees.
Another beautiful breezy day along the San Ramon Valley foothills. Like every other day, you can find Breezy Bohenick here training for a triathlon. There is lots of pain in her past, but now cancer-free and optimistic, there are lots of breezy days ahead for this courageous young woman.
I just think about how blessed I am to be alive and to be able to do this. Especially in the beginning, when I started getting back to this, I had a few friends that passed away from osteosarcoma, and every time I would run, it was so hard, but I said I was doing it for them, and it gave me the power to keep going. So just being able to do it, to be able to go through so much pain and still reach a finish line, that just shows how lucky I am to be alive.
Unfortunately, the Ironman Breezy was training for was canceled because of COVID. Breezy's looking forward to competing as soon as competitions are back, but she is very inspirational.
Very inspirational. A couple of those pictures, had me a little teary-eyed. Awesome.
What she went through, you never know what a person goes through like that. It's just unbelievable. All right, coming up, the stories we will be featuring on next week's show.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Regis Center.
Hi, I'm Coach Sam Dempsey. Today's training tip is a low-high push-up. He's going to place his hands underneath his shoulders, press down through his thighs to lift his chest and hips off the ground, maintain his core tight. On an exhale, he's going to push straight through the floor. Hold for a position there. He's going to lower back down, maintain the same position, core activated, and push through. And that's your low-high push-up.
That's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Next week, we'll feature the Sacred Heart Prep lacrosse player following in his dad's and brother's footsteps. We'll see you next week.